Hello, beloved of God in Delaware. The election is now just 2 weeks away, and we continue to look to our God and to our faith for sources of comfort and of hope in this time, a time that feels awfully chaotic. I've been spending my Sundays speaking via Zoom with parishes across the state, across the diocese. And one question that keeps coming up as we discuss these times, people want to know, how is it that I can have conversations with people that disagree with me? This was a question asked just last week. How do I talk to a neighbors who used to be very good friends, but now we simply don't talk to each other anymore? And you know, it's an important question, not just in a time of election, but always. Our nation has gotten to a part where our politics have become so divisive. It's as if we no longer can simply live and disagree with someone, but we have been taught to see them as actual enemies in some way, to view people on the other side of the aisle as evil, or as people of hate, or as people who want to do harm. And that becomes dangerous in that to our common life. How do we have conversations at this time? There is a group that I've learned about recently that has been doing this kind of work, helping people bridge divides and have real conversations about real political issues. This group is called Braver Angels. It is a completely bipartisan, a resolutely bipartisan group that formed after the 2016 election, when so many folks, Democrats and Republicans, felt that they were having a hard time simply speaking and talking and listening to each other. And Braver Angels works to provide spaces where people can actually talk. And they emphasize the fact that, yes, conversations demand civility. And good conversations mean that we're empathetic, that we're listening to each other, and that the good conversations expect goodwill between people. But what Braver Angels does is even further, is remind us that an important conversation also requires courage. And so often there are things in this world we are taught that we are never supposed to talk about. We're taught growing up that you don't talk about politics, you don't talk about money, you don't talk about race. And these are the very kinds of things that we have got to learn to talk about. I encourage you to take a look at Braver Angels and look at their resources. They have a terrific introductory video. The work that they're doing is not just for this election, but it is building important blocks through this election and beyond. And I offer this as it's not just a resource, but as an important measure of hope. That when times feel really dark and challenging, when we know that after this election there will be some folks who are really happy and other folks who are really, really sad, regardless of the outcome, the nation will be divided afterwards. To be reminded that there are people of goodwill, good and faithful people on both sides of the aisle who have been working, who are working, and who are continuing to work to empower us to talk to each other. My point is this, is the current situation is not the final situation. It's not the end game. It does not have to be this way, and we need not settle for it. We, as brothers and sisters in Christ, are called to live in love, and that does take courage. We can be braver angels. We can have those difficult conversations. It's good for our nation, good for our very souls. Stay true, and may the peace of Christ be with you always.